This is Scott King with the Biggest Little Streets podcast. I am just down the river from the Wells overpass. My guest today is Jeremy. So Jeremy, can you share a little bit about your experience? How long have you been staying down here?
This is like the second time this year. Beginning of this year we were out here, and then all summer long we were indoors, and we came back out here again because money ran out. Me and my wife have been out here with our dogs for a minute now, and it's been rough.
What's up, guys? Mike and Trevor. Today we are here with Scott and Gracie from Our Town Reno and the Biggest Little Streets podcast. They're doing a lot of really cool things to cover the affordable housing crisis in Reno and other social issues. So we're going to sit down, talk to them, see what it is that they're doing and how they're kind of conducting these interviews and setting up their podcasts and what they're covering. So I'm really excited about this one.
The Our Town Reno coordinator, Nico Columbin, launched this multimedia reporting collective in 2016. We cover a broad range of things. So one goal is sharing the stories of people that are on the streets. It's also talking to local government officials and community activists to hear what is being actively done to support that community. It's also to shed light on the disappearing public space that often is happening, the knocking down of motels. All these different factors that play into the growing affordable housing crisis. So it's really, the mission is to kind of shed light on what's going on.
So you've been interviewing the homeless since the springtime. And Scott, you've been doing it for a year and a half. Do you see a common theme? And if so, what is it?
One commonality that we kind of see a lot is people are very willing to talk and want to hear their voices heard. Which helps with kind of this initiative of doing this street reporting, shedding light on the affordable housing crisis and the growing homeless population in our community here in Reno.
The tagline that we have at Our Town Reno is, like, as Reno rebrands, what happens to the most vulnerable? So I always loved the idea of kind of giving a voice to people who necessarily don't have one and kind of witnessing the impacts that can be accomplished once those people have voices.
What has it been like being out here while this pandemic's been going on, and particularly right now as cases are surging again?
A lot of things have happened. I mean, so many people have changed. Everybody. I mean, you guys are about some of the more friendlier people that I've talked to in a while. That just came up to me and wanted to talk to me. You know, you try to talk to anybody else, they think you're the plague.
Specifically, what is the goal of the podcast? What do you guys talk about?
Our goal with the podcast is to quite literally bring the voice of those on the streets to our viewers and our listeners themselves. So it's one thing to kind of see, their stories written on paper, but to hear their voices and to hear as they explain the current living situations that they find themselves in, I think kind of brings forward that human element to the story.
A lot of what the media wants to show and what I think the people like to see because it feels good is they like to see Midtown being redone and the downtown area, being refinished, but you don't realize that stuff has to go somewhere else. So when they tear down a motel and put new townhomes, everyone gets excited that they're making it a better place. But I think it's really cool that you guys are actually giving a voice to the people that's affecting in a negative way. Because a lot of times people don't realize that this may look really good, but it is hurting someone.